So peeps, another day. We've got here is a little breakdown, so I thought I'd walk you through it. The ops have reported that the heaters aren't getting up to set point. And what you can see with these drawings that look like they're done on parchment, not everything's going to be Instagram filtered. So what we're going to do is do our basic checks first, have a quick skill round, make sure everything's firing up, make sure there's no loose connections, no dodgy wiring. So what we got here is a 3-phase heater, and these are wired up in star. With a little diagram down the bottom. And as you can see, we've got power from the top coming running down to the component on the bottom. Here we've got little terminals there. Gonna go up to this little solid states, and they're not little. And when you see that light flickering, that's when it's actually firing. It's getting a signal too. And then you've got your overloads on top. So what we're going to do is do our basics. We're clamping, making sure we've got it balanced. We're balanced across all three, as you can see. Then we want balanced voltage, which we've got all of this. So it's a bit unusual. So then we're coming around and physically looking at the heaters themselves in these chambers and checking that all of the thermostat 3 poles are clicked in. Well, if these are clicked out, this means that it's popped. So peeps, I've taken a new one apart, just so you can have a cheeky look inside. This is quite rudimental. So we've got a 3-pole thermostat with a little capillary tube coming up to the top, as you can see. And that's going out to a bowl. Now what happens is when that bowl gets hot, the gases inside will expand, push back, and that will push open contacts that are sprung loaded inside the contact until you push in this little red button. As you can see, I'm going to pull out the bulb. That'll be running up the middle of the heater. That's literally it. But that's going to be full of gas. When that pushes back, that'll just break the open circuit, the contacts. As you can see, I've labelled up the components. So we've got our L's, our terminals. We've got our neutrals all coming back to the same location, where we're going to bringing it back. So this is wired up in star, this heater. As you can see here, there's a little hole, that's where the bulb sits, right in front of all three, in the middle of all 3 phases, getting the best readout. As we was digging out, we saw that the screen, it actually said that the pump tripped. This was circulating the water, and there you got on top of, I've got the auxiliaries going for an input into the PLC to say that it tripped. What we actually found was the pump had seized. So what we did is put a little penny oil in there, got the shaft moving. With this being seized, the water was boiled up and that had done the overstat. Now if that's helped someone, that's leisure proved.